Welcome. In this tutorial, we'll guide you through the process of converting a localization file from a Topcon 3D Office version 12.2 into a Calibration and Trimble Business Center version 2025.2. This workflow is essential if you're transferring from Topcon field data to Trimble's field data platforms to maintain consistent site control across different platforms. We'll cover the following steps: exporting your Topcon control points, importing your Topcon local control points file into TBC, creating global control points from the Topcon control point information, creating a site calibration in Trimble Business Center using the local and the global control points, reviewing your control and GNSS points, along with creating and saving a site calibration file in Trimble Business Center for future use. By the end of this video, you'll be able to seamlessly use your Topcon control data in TBC, ensuring that your project stays accurate and efficient. Let's get started. Now we have our Topcon 3D Office open. We can see that our control points are on our screen. By going to Project and Control Points, we can see that it is localized. There are small residual errors associated with each control point. First thing we're going to do is go back to our project and export control points. We're going to do that to a text file. And I'm going to use my CSV local format, just so we know what's inside that format. Clicking on Edit, it shows the format is named as CSV local, and the file extension is CSV. The line items are point name, point northing, point easting, point elevation, and point description. Click OK, and then click Next. This shows where our file is located. I click on Browse and give the CSV file a specific name. We'll name this file WOE 2025 CPNEZ, since that is the format of those control points. Click on Save and Finish, and it exports that CSV file. By opening up the CSV file, we can see that it has the point numbers, the northings, and the eastings, and the elevations. These are local control points, and the first step has been completed. Before I import the local control points into TBC, there's one thing I'd like to do first, and that's go to my Layer Manager. And I'm going to create a couple new layers. These layers will be for our control points. One is going to be for local control points. I give that layer a green color. Then I go create another new layer, and I call it Control Points Global. I give that layer a red color. Then when I import control points, we'll see them as two different colors. And we'll be able to differentiate the difference between local and global control points when we do the site calibration. Once I've created those layers, I'll close the Layer Manager. And I'll go to Import on the Quick Access toolbar and click Import. Now navigate to where the CSV file is stored. Click on Browse and select the folder. Mine is in the USB drive. If you remember, that's where we saved the file from Topcon 3D Office. Here is our file, WOE 2025 CPNEZ. We scroll down to the lower windows and see Layer. I want to make sure that Local Control Points layer is selected, then click Import. The Import Format Editor is opened up, and we make sure the points are coming in the right format. The default format in this project is point easting, northing, elevation, or XYZ. Remember, ours are in NEZ format, and we ensure their control. We don't want to import them as unknown. Then click Import. Project Definitions is displayed. Click OK, and there all the local control points are displayed. I go to the Project Explorer and click on any point, and right-click and go to Properties. Then verify our control points coordinates. We can go back to Topcon 3D Office and compare the coordinates. We can verify our northing, easting, and elevation if desired. That is how we import our local control points. Now the local control points are imported, and they are on the local control points layer, signified by the color green. Next, we need to create the global control points. I open Topcon Office. The easiest way for me to create the global control points is to have a split screen with Topcon Office and TBC side by side. Select Project menu in Topcon Office, then Control Points, looking at the control points in Topcon Office. I will start with 2007 CP. The global coordinates are displayed in the lower section of the window. The GPS coordinates are what is needed. the latitude, longitude, and height. I want to create global control points in Trimble Business Center that match these coordinates. Going up to TBC tabs, click on KD, then select Create a Point. Name the global control point. The point name is 2007 CP, but we already have a point 2007 CP as a local control point. The global control point can't be the same number. What I do is I put a 2- and then 2007 CP. I put a prefix of 2- on all the global control points. Then select the layer for the global control points. The layer will be control points global. Then select the coordinate type. They are global coordinates. The coordinates required are latitude, longitude, and height. Now it's as simple as copy. Then backspace to remove the question mark, then paste the latitude. Do the same thing with the longitude. Backspace that question mark, and do the same thing with height. When clicking in the coordinate box in Topcon Office, it turns blue, which indicates the coordinate is ready to be copied. Now the numbers all match between both softwares. I do it this way so that I can verify the numbers are the same on both softwares. Once I click Add, project definition comes up again and I click OK. In the Project Explorer, that global control point was created, and viewing properties, it shows the longitude and latitude as global coordinates. Then to select the next control point, double-click on checkpoint. I keep that 2- as the prefix because a control point, checkpoint, already exists. And once again, just copy and paste. And add the global control point. The control point is displayed in the Project Explorer. Click Cancel and go to Hancock Control Point. Double-click on it. Once again, we name it 2- Hancock. Then copy and paste. We could have exported the latitude and longitude out of Topcon Office as a CSV file, but when exporting, it seems that there are times there are rounding with these numbers that are 3 and 4 and 5 decimal points back on these seconds of latitude and longitude, which then is going to affect the calibration and it's not going to match correctly. That is why I create the global control points this way, so that I can verify the global control points all match. When you get in a rhythm of copying and pasting these numbers, it might take you 30 seconds a control point, and if there are a dozen control points you have to create, that's 6 minutes. 6 minutes to verify the coordinates match is not that long of time. You see, it goes along quickly. We're wrapping up with the last control point. It doesn't take that long to create the global control points. Continue to copy and paste. This method of creating global control points can be verified that the numbers are all the exact same from Topcon Office to TBC. All the control points have been created in Business Center from Topcon 3D Office. We can see the global control points are matching with the local control points. This was how to create global control points. Now both our local control points and our global control points are in the project. We are ready to perform a site calibration. This process will align your GNSS global data with your local control network. Click on the Survey tab and then go across the ribbon and select on Site Calibration. Notice the default settings for horizontal calibration and vertical calibration, keeping calibration settings at default. Next, click on the Point List tab and we see a GNSS point and a grid point is required. The grid point will be the local control points. The GNSS point will be the global control point. We'll start in the upper left-hand corner. Remember, our red points are global, and our green points are local. We select the same number, 2501. 2501. The only difference is the global control point has the 2 and the hyphen prefix. That's how we created the points, so those numbers would match, and we can verify that we are selecting the right pairs of PIMA. Zoom in on the points so that we can select the correct point. Clicking on 2503 and 2503. Here the control points are close together. We want to be sure we select the correct point. Always select your global control point first, and then your local control point. Now we're just about done. Here's 2007. One more point and the local and global points have all been paired. All the points have been paired together between our global control points and our local control points. Our next step is click on Compute. If we had an error, it would show in the plan view that we are out of tolerances. The scale factor looks like it's 5 nines, so the scale factor is very close. We see the horizontal rotation and vertical shift. Residual shows the maximum horizontal is out by 59 thousandths. Our maximum vertical is out by 34 thousandths. As we scroll through, you can see the horizontal and vertical residuals of each point. Since our calibration has been completed, we save as a site. And we name it. We call it WOE 2025 as our site calibration. And click OK. We click Apply. On the lower menu, we can see this is a calibrated site. Now that we have done a site calibration in Trimble Business Center from our localization file in Topcon 3D Office, let's go through how to export a DC file or a cal file to be used in Trimble Machine Control or Field Controllers. Starting on the Home tab. Then select Export on the ribbon. First, we'll export the DC file. Select the Survey tab in the Export window and choose Survey Data Collector DC Exporter. Looking at the settings, we see that we can select version 10.7 or multiple other versions. Select the version that best fits your needs. We'll leave the version at 10.7. The job name is Localization to Calibration. I'm going to change the name by clicking on these 3 dots. The DC file is going to be exported to the Trimble Business Center folder for this project. I'm going to name the DC file WOE 2025. Then save the name. Then click Export. Open Documents and select the Trimble Business Center folder. And scroll down to find the project that we're working on, which is Localization to Calibration. Now the WOE 2025 DC file has been saved to the TBC Projects folder. In order to export the cal file, we have to create a job site. To create a job site, select the Construction Data tab, then Job Site in the Controllers group. Name the job site WOE 2025. And select PC for controller and click OK and close. Going back to the Home tab and Export, and select Field Data Exporter in the Construction tab of the Export window. The item to export is Site Calibration. File name is Site V01 for version 1 and click Export. Now the cal file has been exported to the same folder where the DC was exported. Both the DC file and our cal file have been exported and are ready to be used with any designs or projects with Trimble machines or field controllers. This has been how to export a DC and cal file from a calibrated site in Trimble Business Center. In review, this video we have demonstrated exporting control points from Topcon 3D Office as local control points in a CSV file in the NEZ format. Then we showed how to import control points into Trimble Business Center. Next, we created global control points in Business Center by copying the latitude, longitude, and height from Topcon 3D Office into Business Center's coordinate boxes. Next, we performed a site calibration, matching the global control points with the local control points. Then we exported the DC file and the cal file to be used in Trimble machines and field controllers. This has been converting a Topcon localization file into a Trimble calibration or DC file. Have a good day. Thank you.